Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at this time. Please turn off cell phones, electronic devices to off or vibrate. And if Miss Darlene Kelly will please lead us in our prayer and our pledge this evening. I'm picking on you, Darlene.
I know it.
Amen.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Lord, for this day. We ask, Lord, that you will guide and direct us, Lord, as we carry on the business for the city of Ballinger, Lord. And as the new council comes in, Lord, I ask that you will also protect them, Lord. Give them the knowledge that they need and the skills. In your blessed name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Darlene. All right, visitors who are not on the regular agenda will be given the opportunity to address the council on any subject at this time. Is anyone present this evening that's not on the agenda? Nobody? All right. All right, consider approval of the minutes for the December 4th, 2017 meeting, please. So everybody had time to review.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes with some noted corrections.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Thank you. All right. Being this is Miss Darlene Kelly's last evening as serving her 12 and a half years, I believe it is. She is going to give us a personal privilege speech from her this evening. Or did you write it?
I did.
Awesome.
It's my thoughts. How's that
Oh,
for you?
that's awesome.
Do I need to sing?
You do whatever you want to.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to the Ballinger voters who live in place two, who voted for me when I needed, or when I had an opponent for 6 terms. I was appointed in November 2004 to replace Alan Cole in place 3. And after that, I was encouraged by Tommy New and Weldon Brevard. I tell you what, he must encourage lots of people to run for place 2 elections since Bobby Tom Bailey was not going to rerun. It's definitely been a learning experience, and it helps when you attend the TML conferences and the region meetings, if you can. I want to thank Tommy New for allowing me to attend those TML conferences, because when I first approached him, he said no one had ever shown any interest in ever going. So we had some fun times when Joe Selvey and Tommy New and J.B. Teeters, and we would go to those and learn how the councils would run and what you were supposed to do. And then when Jolene and Bernie came on, man, we had some good times. We had a lot of fun. I want to thank a few people who are important to the city of Ballinger and to me. Benita, you truly are the lifeline to this office. Your memory is excellent, so I appreciate all that. I want to thank Corey for his technology skills, because he can send me pictures and do all kinds of things. And you encouraged me that I was doing a good job, so I appreciate that. Tommy knew when he was here, he would answer any of my questions. And Ron Grimes, who was an answer to prayer when we were looking for that perfect city manager to help us get water, and we will ever be grateful to him for that. I just want to say to the new council, as you come on, if you have an issue, say so here at the meeting. Don't leave this meeting and go around town. And don't talk about council people in the public either. So, fix it here. When people call you, trust me, they're going to call you. You can't fix their problems. You really can't. But they're going to be irate with you. But know that as city managers, that's who you're going to come to help fix those problems. And as y'all look for a new city manager, not city council, city manager, I highly suggest that y'all look for somebody who's got some city knowledge, because Brian Grimes was perfect for this city. He fit well. Mm-hmm. And I just want to thank the Ballinger residents for trusting me for serving on council. This truly is a great little town.
So,
and I've enjoyed it.
thank you, Ms. Darlene. We appreciate you much. Thank you. All right, moving along, we're going to canvass the report on November 7th, 2017 election. And I have the results in front of me. I can even read this. Can I read? Okay. I just have to read the total. Okay, thank you. All right, single member district number 2. This is in the runoff election, the general runoff election. The final was held on December 12th. The 2 weeks prior to that was your early voting. Rudy Galvan received 10 votes, which is 14.49%. Mr. Rick Morris received 59 votes, which is 85.51%. The total was 69 votes between the two. Anything else? All right, consider resolution declaring the runoff election results to be correct. I have a motion to accept the runoff election numbers as presented.
Make that motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Thank you. Okay. All right, the newly elected officer will be administered the oath of office by City Secretary Ms. Bonita Shields. Congratulations, Mr. Rick Moore. You rather Rick than Richard? Rick? Well, when Sue wants to get you, it's Richard.
Richard, no.
I'm teasing.
My name, I go by
Sometimes. Now.
Rich.
This is the oath of office, and I ask you to repeat after me, raise your right hand, please. I, Richard Rick Morris,
I, Richard Rick Morris,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of
Single
Member District 2
Single Member District 2
of the State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws
the Constitution and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
You know how this works.
Richard Rich.
Did you get a good picture too?
I think I did.
You think you did? If you didn't, you just say so. We'll stage the other one.
No, I think you did.
Okay, all right. You're welcome. All right. All right, moving along as business continues is consider setting the time and place for regular and special council meetings. We do this each and every year. We meet here in the council chambers, usually at 5:30, at least twice a month on Mondays. Our special meetings are also held here most of the time, and those times vary from either 12 o'clock or 5:30, depending on if it's a special meeting or meeting for executive session concerning personnel or other business. Is everybody okay to continue doing so as far as here at the council chambers every other Monday at 5:30? Nobody's going to talk?
You're too new yet.
All right, what?
I'm okay with it.
All right. Motion to accept the meetings continue here at the Chamber of Commerce, or sorry, Chamber of Commerce, Lord. Council chambers, well, I don't know where my brain went. Council chambers at 5:30 every other Monday of each month. And we usually have to meet at least twice a month. Some Mondays we meet twice, or months we meet twice a month, but there's 5 in the month. So like this next month, we are going to have a little different meeting time. Okay?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. And I'm going to stay right there on that, and just because we are on the meeting times, because of the new year coming up, January 1st lands on the 1st, which is the Monday, and we do have 5 Mondays in January, so we're going to look at meeting on January 8th and January 22nd, both Mondays, 5:30 here in the council chambers. Is everybody okay with that?
So the 8th and 22nd?
8th and 22nd.
Which week?
Okay? Awesome. All right. All right, consider setting the salary for the mayor and commissioners of the council. This is something we have to do every year as well. This is in our charter. Council makes $20 a month, mayor makes $40 a month. We're not allowed to make any more than that unless it goes to the voters in order to change that amount.
Make a motion, it remains the same, as
Okay.
it is now.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Won't spend it all in one place because your water bill comes right after that. Just tells me. All right, Miss Darlene Kelly has always been our Mayor Pro-tem, and we need to appoint another one. Going forward, we do have 2 new council members. Our longest standing council member would be Mr. Fuentes, that's been here at this current term and service. So if anybody has any other suggestions as far as council member going forward to take the Mayor Pro-tem's position, please state so.
You lose the choice by me.
Okay, anyone else? No?
I have no problem.
All right. Motion to accept and appoint Mr. Eloy Fuentes as Mayor Pro-tem for the next term.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Thank you, thank you. All right, consider approval of all building permits, and I believe we had all of one, is that correct?
Yes, we only had one. Richard Martin Collier, 400 North Kent, wants to build a 12 by 16 by 8 foot patio cover.
Setbacks and everything's due.
Yes, yes, shouldn't be any problem.
All right, motion to accept building permit as presented, please.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
No second.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. All right, here a report from Stan Maresch concerning the condition of the animal shelter building. He also has Ms. Julie with him this evening.
Yes.
They have pre-presented a few things to us, but we did ask him to come to council to present that.
As we hired a new animal control officer, we're taking a different step in doing animal control. Back past couple of years, we've held onto the animals for 3 days. No one come and claimed them. We euthanize them. Julie's taking a different step and getting them adopted out. I think still to this day, we've only killed or euthanized none. Haven't euthanized any. Maybe a catitude, sick catitude, but that's it. So all the dogs that have gone through the shelter have been adopted out.
Person to rescue
Or reclaimed, yes. With that being in mind, the shelter is being used a lot more. If you can go to the kennels, I do not know when these kennels were put in, but they are falling apart just for the everyday usage of watering or cleaning them out. All the doors are about to fall apart. So we only have 11 kennels. We keep 2 of them empty because of rabies quarantine, and with health inspections and everything coming up, I have a feeling that it won't pass here pretty soon, just because of the shape that it's in. The roof is actively leaking every time it rains. We have a sewage problem. We either need to put another clean out in or put a trap into the sewage. A lot of it has to deal with the rust. A big chunk of rust will go down the sewage, clog it up. And so we'll have a sewage backup.
There's only one drain for the whole shelter.
Yeah, and then there's only one drain.
That's sink water, that's kennel water.
Everything feeds into one.
Everything feeds into one. Another issue we're having is heating and air. The building, granted, the walls are 2 foot thick, but there's no insulation at all. So our utilities are high with air conditioning because we have to keep it above 68, I'm thinking. We have to keep it above 68 during the winter time and below we have to keep it comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets too hot and stuffy, because then that's when your disease spread.
Right.
You're, you wanna keep it kinda cool in the kennels, but warm enough, because they're on concrete, so I use bread crates and towels, to try to keep them warm,
Off
Right.
concrete.
and then, so.
And I mean, with the kennels, we have to, they're holding water, so we have to slope them. We're gonna have to do that, as long, and seal the cement as well.
Right.
So that way there's no diseases being contained in that cement. The exhaust fan, there's no cover on the exhaust fan. So granted, she probably has it on all 90% of the time. The other time is all air conditioning, heating going out the window. So, we need to look at expanding also, because we're looking at, we have 10 dogs in the shelter every time. So,
And then I've also had every kennel in the kennel lines, all 11 of them filled up, and then use the stacked crates.
yeah.
And
From-
we play Tetris trying to figure out where we're gonna put them on.
So, we don't have a secure location for cats, so to speak. We keep them in the front room in the, portable kennels that are there in the front. Then we'll go back to, that were donated. So, a lot of the cats, you know, we do a trap and release, but we have to keep them for so many days, before we can release them back into the wild.
The stainless steel, that's mainly where my cats are kept.
So, when you look at possibly, getting some more kennels, I don't know how well we can do it with that building.
Right.
Or what we need to do.
Okay.
So, but this is something we need to consider.
I painted the walls, it was raw OSB, now
Yeah.
it's painted,
Right.
but concrete still needs to be sealed, and
Okay.
there's holes in the concrete too.
And I also want, you know, Julie's doing an excellent job.
Yes.
She only gets paid a certain amount of overtime that is allotted, and she has worked over that
Okay.
quite a bit. She has a calendar that she marks, and she gave it to me, and she's averaging at least 20 hours over every month that she goes, and because she's taking calls, you know,
Right.
after 5 o'clock, she's down there cleaning the shelter.
Okay.
So, I want to see if we can consider part-time help for the shelter, to help her out, or, I mean, it's gonna be cheaper to get part-time help than it is to pay her overtime. That's the long run deal of it. So if we can, I'm looking at, you know, maybe 20 hours a week, helping her clean out kennels. There's no certification that needs to be done, nothing like that. So, you know, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty of high school kids that want a job, part-time job, doing that. So, if we can consider looking into that as well. So, am I missing anything?
You know, help clean and vaccinate, like it's easier to draw blood, and holding in for vaccinating is like somebody's holding.
Right.
I've worked my husband into it, I've worked my mom into it when she comes to town. Or I try to wrangle them and hold them myself, but drawing blood on the dog's leg, holding yourself is not,
Right.
not fun.
And I know Martha's done that in their comfort,
Yes, she is.
so.
Okay. As far as the extra time that you're putting in, Julie, are you more interested in being compensated, or would you be more interested in having a helper as far as part-time?
We worked out a system where we've done comp time.
Okay.
You know, she's built up so many hours, they'll take off, and, you know, they'll burn into vacation and sick time and all that stuff too, but,
Okay.
you know, I think part-time would be the best bet.
Okay.
So, I mean, granted, I don't mind giving Julie more money at all.
Well, and my question is anytime you get part-time and you use that word help, are they really going to help you, or are you gonna come back behind them and have to do what they didn't do and get it where it's supposed to be?
This person is wanted for clean,
Okay.
and I can train them to clean properly,
Okay.
hold, And if I've got like a big deer or something like that and they're available to help me lift it, then that's kind of
Okay.
what we're needing.
Okay.
They won't have to have a euthanasia certification, they won't have to have animal control certification, just another extra set of hands.
Okay.
Because like, as it is now, I'm on call 24/7.
Okay.
Even if I'm off for the day, I'm still going in and eating and cleaning.
Okay.
So there's no,
So you're not even getting the day off that you're supposed to have
No.
a day off, but if you had somebody, then you could at least have the day off and
Yeah.
go do it.
if it's on the weekends, I mean, you've got to be, they gotta eat and they gotta have their cage clean, so.
Okay. I'm good with that.
You know, and we're getting some big kennels, outside kennels as well.
Mhm.
You know, so that way we can take the animals out during the day, and, you know, that perimeter fence needs some work.
Yeah.
Probably needs some, you know, right there behind the building, I don't know if anybody's been down there in a while, but, you know, could use a load of dirt, spread it out, so that way we can put these kennels in there and, you know,
Okay.
throw the dogs out there for an hour and come back, put them back in.
Okay.
You know,
As long as you have friendlies, they'll be okay outside for a while.
yeah,
That way it cuts down on your cleaning anyway, and then they're not
I
inside.
try to
because-
take them out for a walk if I have the extra time, or my husband helps me and he'll walk them while I clean. But, you know, they enjoy their outside time because they get a little rambunctious. They're just
Well,
like kids.
that's what I was gonna say, they're like kids, you get them outside, burn some energy, and you have less to
Right.
deal with, so there's no problem there. All right.
so.
All right.
I mean, if we've made, you know, 50% improvement on what the shelter
Right.
did look like.
Right.
But, you know, this is something that's not budgeted, that needs to be looked at.
That's 100% improvement on the shelter itself as far as the department, and then 50% of it's been, you know, put into the building.
Yeah.
But it does have to be looked at as far as recertification and being certified.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
So,
Anything else?
I don't have anything. You guys have any questions?
Sam, I'd like to, he had a whole litany of needs, I'd like a cost breakdown before we.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you as far as the cost breakdown, but also as far as what is required for a certification or inspection? You know, what is expected from an inspector coming into, say, a shelter, as far as what we're supposed to do, not do, or what level do we need to be at? How's that?
It all is based on the actual inspector themselves,
Okay,
because I've dealt with inspectors when I work in San Angelo. I've worked in other facilities as well, and they all have a little bit difference of variance. And
Okay.
the one we have, I've dealt with him for one season for inspection. He's a little bit more tight-laced than others that I've dealt with.
okay,
But it's a reduced quarantine facility, and so for us to be able to quarantine dogs for bite
Right.
cases,
okay.
we have to have a facility, and if it doesn't pass inspection, yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten, not at this facility, but I've gotten dinged for floors, being porous and like not being sealed properly.
Okay.
Because the flooring had bubbles in it, and water can get in there, and bacteria, and
Right.
so on and so forth.
Right.
If your kennels are rusted, and that's not gonna fly.
Okay.
Any kind of water leaks, those kind of things, and ceiling tiles being messed up, they'll scratch you for that.
Okay.
It's just, I have SOPs written for the shelter, and got everything labeled properly as far as our use quarantine facility goes. They have to be padlocked, all that kind of stuff. But as far as structurally building, I need some help with that.
Right.
So,
But my question is there a book that gives us the information of where we need to be or what we need to follow in order to be certified?
There's a set of guidelines from the,
you can look at your check sheet, from the previous year, and there's
we have a checklist.
Okay,
Have they dinged us much in the past?
way before my time, it said it was under construction. I don't know when that was. They were put on probation.
okay.
So that was probably before you.
It was before my time too.
Do they fine us for stuff like that?
You will be shut down and not allowed to be a reduced quarantine facility until you get the items fixed.
So that, I mean, if we have a bite case or, you know, we have to quarantine an animal, then we'll have to go somewhere else.
And the vet in town is not set up to do quarantine.
Yeah.
What department is this a state department?
Yes.
Yes.
What department is that?
Department of State Health Services.
What?
Department of State Health Services. Zoonosis Control.
Do you have a general estimate of what it costs to upgrade?
I do not. I can get one. I can get with Steve and Randy, and we can go through there and see what we need, and, cause I don't know the cost, square tubing right off the top of my head, but, you know, I'm pretty sure, Steve built a boat dock, we can build anything. You know,
Floating animal shelter.
a floating animal shelter, you know.
That'd be
So, depending on whether it be contracted, or I'm pretty sure in-house is probably the best bet. I'm
Right.
pretty sure we can get it done. Cost of metal,
Well, we need to look at repairs versus replace or whatever we need to
Yeah.
do as far as what we look at, so. Because if it's gonna continue this way, I mean, that was put down there years ago as far as, hey, here's a building, let's use it.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think it's ever been utilized at the extent or the level that it is
yeah, I don't think,
ever that I
this is the
do.
most dogs that we've had in there since,
As far as the records show it,
yeah.
right?
She was always a kind of a giving back.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Carl had done some repairs down there.
Okay.
But just using, just square tubing, just
Right.
all square tubing, it's not gonna last.
No,
No.
and he even said when he did some of the repairs, there wasn't a whole lot to attach to because it was already gone. So he said basically what he was doing is a Band-Aid,
Yeah.
you know, really wasn't.
Julie, is there any nearby facilities other than, say, San Angelo, that we could go look at and get some idea of
Abilene or San Angelo.
stuff about?
You don't wanna look at any of your nonprofits, like, okay, Contra Valley Paws, or, because they're not, a rabies quarantine facility, they're not inspected, so they don't run on the same set of standards,
Okay.
but your San Angelo or, Abilene are your two.
Do you know if City of Coleman or Brady or any of those?
They're probably gonna be the building, like just some little, they're not set up, to my knowledge, as a rabies quarantine. Some of those little places will have a veterinarian that will do some of their quarantine. Or they might have literally one kennel that is only utilized for rabies quarantine, and they don't house animals. Everything that comes in,
In a normal year, how many rabies quarantines do we have off the top of your head?
I haven't been here in a year, so.
I'd say you can probably guarantee at least 2 to 3 bites a month, maybe. That's on a good month. You know, and that's, 2 dogs, 3 dogs that we have to quarantine for 10 days. So, there's a lot of times that we've, set up owners quarantine,
Home quarantine.
home quarantine.
If the scenario fit, and there's different criteria, and I can make that judgment call, but if they don't have a secure enclosure, I'm not going to okay that.
So,
What about Brownwood? Brownwood have a new facility?
Brownwood, I know it's trying to remember the name of their facility. They do have a facility. I'm not sure if it's city run or if it's,
private, third party.
Corin something. I think it's a county facility because they take in from all over.
All over the county?
Mhm.
So are they gonna be more of the level we need to look at?
Possibly, because we house from Miles and Brock.
I wanna say in the last 5 to 10 years, they updated their facility, if I remember right. I know they were doing a lot of remodels and stuff around town. I'm not 100% on
I
that.
haven't really looked into the, other facilities and whatnot yet, so.
Okay.
I wanted to present this to
No,
y'all,
that's fine.
so that way y'all knew about it, because of new members and,
Do we have a set fee that we charge other entities if we?
Yes, we
Yeah,
do
there's a
have
contract,
a,
inter-local agreements.
yeah, we do have an interlocal agreement between Miles and Ron, I think is the only ones.
Okay.
I know we've tried to house for the SO, the sheriff's office too, but, a lot of times they get to a home quarantine kind of thing.
And there's been times where we have a wreck in county, and there's a dog in the vehicle, or there's 4 cats in the vehicle, and the person is air flatted out, and next of kin has to come and get animals, and
Right.
so we've housed those kind of things too.
Okay.
Because,
In addition to everything else we're doing.
right,
You know if there's any state funds available?
I've looked up grants and not any available that I can find as of yet. I can tell you that I've worked with a nonprofit in Abilene that's been very generous to me, and they've taken a lot of my animals as far as rescue goes, and they've donated vaccinations and heartworm tests for me. and some food at times and stuff like that. So I'm able to vaccinate the dogs before they get adopted out, which is a plus, and those kind of things. So I'm trying to network with the resources that I know of and have, but not a, there's the grants that I've seen are like $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna fund your full project.
Okay.
There's different ones, but I know Mueller does a Helping Hands project, and sometimes you can get lucky and get on one of those for like a building per se.
Right. Okay, awesome. All right, we'll look into it, and we need to visit about it, and we need to see if there's other facilities that we can at least, go look at and see what they have, and see, give us some ideas as far as what you guys want to do, need to do.
Any other questions? I mean, I'll get with Steve and Randy, and we can set up a cost and see what,
We're gonna look at different options, like I said, keep the building, don't keep the building or something. Yes,
You mentioned that Helping Hands deal.
yes.
Robert, would that be something more than
Yeah, they just have to apply.
what we call it?
So it's,
Yeah, I mean,
it falls in the category?
they get lots of applicants for that a year,
Right.
so.
And they only do 1 year, right?
I saw the one the other day on.
Yeah, they put it up all up in one day. I think.
Yeah.
They get after it.
Mhm.
Awesome.
all right.
You got anything else for us?
No, that's it.
Awesome.
When do they normally do that helping hand thing? What time of the year?
They just got done building the last one over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And, matter of fact, I think it airs over the Thanksgiving holidays,
Yeah.
and,
She about this.
they start taking applications, it's on our website, they start taking
I put it on to
applications.
the lady that does that part of Mueller, and we've just been playing phone tag. So I'll try to
I'm
remember.
something,
You can look at our website too, it has a Helping Hands, link and everything on it that's just for that program.
All right, thank you very, very much. And Julie's doing an awesome job, thank you. All right, here the city administrator's bi-weekly report, please.
This being the holidays, we've kind of been working on skeleton crew, everybody trying to get rid of vacation times and so on and so forth, but, the membranes and the Turbidex media has been installed at the water treatment plant, and we are through with that project, except for, they're going through the process of backwashing, the media and the Turbidex filters. And we have 3 Turbidex filters, and it takes about 10 hours per filter to get all the loose fines and stuff out of it before we can run that through the membranes. That's still an ongoing process, but I talked to the guys this morning, and they said that probably by Tuesday of next week, they'll put the RO back on. Unless something pops up. Street department's still continuing to work on several streets here in town. They're doing some zipping down here on Railroad Avenue with some, wore out streets that have more dirt than asphalt on them. I had talked with Scott a couple of months ago, and his vision is to kind of get this downtown area taken care of, so when visitors come into town, it's a good looking street, and use that as a primary focus, as well as the residential section, but we're trying to get this downtown area fixed up and worked on. The lake elevation at the current time is at 1665.1. Probably, unless things change, probably after the first of the year, we'll open the gates up at the old lake, release some water into the new lake. Hopefully, it's nearly 3 feet low. Hopefully, we can get at least 2 feet back into the new lake. So we'll have some water going into the summer. Also, last Friday, I sent a letter to John Grant with the Colorado Municipal Water District, and trying to set up a meeting with him so we can get the Adeline Ballinger contract finished and on the roll, and do away with the CRM WD Millergy contract. So we've got that ball in play right now. And other than that, that's about it.
Any questions?
Yeah, has there been any balking
him signing off on this water situation?
I haven't talked with him. I haven't heard anything from his end. I don't know if, Brian had talked to him any at all. I don't think he had, face to face.
As far as John?
Yeah.
Yeah, John's big thing is he wants that revenue replaced.
Yeah.
You know, as far as us being in the contract, he wants somebody to take it so they're not losing revenue. That's his big thing.
Our engineer, Ken Martin, with Jacobson Martin, is, in discussions with the city of Big Spring about maybe taking over that contract. So, it's in the works. But nobody's approached John, so.
That was John's big statement going forward. Anything else? All right, here request for future agenda items from city council. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to get on the agenda, please? Nobody's up and talking. All right. We are going to skip 16 and 17 this evening. Those were put into the agenda by mistake. They should be on the next agenda. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you all very, very, very much. See you January 8th. Have a very, very Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year.
Thank you.